Real love doesn't announce itself with intensity. It doesn't make your heart race with anxiety or keep you awake at night replaying conversations. Instead, it arrives quietly, almost unnoticed at first, and slowly changes how you feel inside your own body. Many women miss it because they were taught that love must feel dramatic to be real. But real love feels different. It feels steady. You start to notice it in ordinary moments, in how you no longer feel the need to check your phone every few minutes, in how silence doesn't make you uneasy. You don't wonder where you stand, or whether you said the wrong thing. There is a sense of emotional grounding that settles in without effort. Real love doesn't keep you guessing. It doesn't leave you decoding messages or overthinking tone. It speaks clearly through consistency. In daily life, this looks like emotional safety. You can be tired, overwhelmed, or vulnerable without fearing that it will push someone away. When you share how you feel, you're met with presence rather than defensiveness. You don't feel like you have to shrink your emotions to stay loved. You are allowed to exist fully. Real love respects your nervous system. Your body is not constantly bracing for disappointment. You feel calm enough to focus on your life instead of monitoring the relationship. This is especially noticeable if you've been in chaotic connections before. The contrast feels unfamiliar at first, almost too quiet, until you realize that peace is not boredom. It is regulation. There is also a sense of emotional honesty. You don't perform a version of yourself to maintain interest. You don't feel like love is something you could lose at any moment if you relax. You are not auditioning. You are simply being chosen, again and again, through actions that align with words. This is the kind of love many women discover later than they should, because they were taught to associate intensity with depth. But intensity fades. Stability stays. As real love continues to unfold, you notice how reliable it feels. Not perfect, not flawless, but dependable. Promises are not used to impress you. They are used carefully, because they are meant to be kept. Plans are communicated. Changes are explained. You are not left filling emotional gaps on your own. You also feel emotionally included. Your thoughts matter. Your experiences are listened to, not rushed past. Conversations don't revolve around one person. There is curiosity about you, not just attraction. This shows up in subtle ways, like remembering details you once mentioned or checking in on something that mattered to you. Real love allows you to disagree without fear. You don't brace yourself for silence or withdrawal when you express a different opinion. Conflict does not threaten the connection. Instead of emotional punishment, there is conversation. Instead of distance, there is effort to understand. Even when emotions run high, respect remains. You also begin to feel supported rather than competed with. Your growth is not perceived as a threat. Your independence is not something that needs to be controlled. When something good happens in your life, there is genuine happiness for you. Your success doesn't create distance. It creates pride. Over time, you realize that your emotional energy is no longer being drained. You are not exhausted by loving someone. You don't feel like the relationship requires constant emotional labor. Love begins to feel like a place you can rest, not a place you must constantly manage. This is where many women pause and question it. It feels unfamiliar because it is healthy. And unfamiliar does not mean wrong. Real love also feels secure in moments when you are not at your best. You don't feel replaceable when you make a mistake. You don't sense that one wrong move could cost you everything. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to have emotional days. Love does not disappear when you stop being convenient. Affection is not used as a reward. Attention is not something you earn by behaving a certain way. Care is given freely, without conditions attached. You don't feel like you have to unlock love by proving your value. You already have it. There is a depth that goes beyond chemistry. Attraction exists, but it is not the foundation. You feel understood on an emotional level. Conversations feel meaningful, not just stimulating. You are seen as a whole person, not just a role you play in someone's life. Real love does not isolate you. Your friendships remain intact. Your interests remain yours. You are not asked to choose between love and yourself. Instead, love integrates into your life naturally. Most importantly, your intuition becomes clearer. You trust yourself more, not less. You don't constantly seek reassurance from others about what you're experiencing. Your inner voice feels steady, because it is not being overridden by anxiety. This is something we talk about often on Pure, because so many women were taught to tolerate emotional chaos and call it passion. But chaos is not depth, and anxiety is not love. As real love continues, you feel alignment instead of resistance. Important conversations are not avoided. The future is not a forbidden topic. You don't feel like you're carrying the emotional responsibility alone. Growth happens together, not at the expense of one another. Mistakes are acknowledged. Apologies are real. Change follows words. Love is not perfect, but it is accountable. You are not surviving the relationship. You are building within it. And perhaps the clearest sign of all is how you feel about yourself. You don't become smaller to stay loved. You become more yourself. Calmer, clearer, more grounded. Love does not confuse you. It confirms you. If this message resonated, it's not because you're asking for too much. It's because your awareness is expanding. Healthy love may feel unfamiliar, but it is not unrealistic. It is simply different from what you were taught to accept. If you want to continue exploring what emotionally healthy, grounded love truly looks like, stay connected with Pure Her. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a woman who needs this reminder today. You deserve a love that feels safe, steady, and real.